All right, welcome back, everyone. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing home the bacon, MLB DFS video. It is Saturday. It is April 15th. We have a full slate. We're going to look at all of the games. Welcome. If this is your first time, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button if you find this at all helpful. What we're going to do is we're going to go through all the pitching options in this one. Then we're going to look at some of the BVP, and then we're going to look at some of the weather. So definitely stick around if you have not been here before. Big shout out to everyone on the YouTube subscriber list who has subscribed in the past week. It's exploded in the past week. Also, here's what we're going to do again. We've got a couple of ways to win some contests. So first contest, if you like the video, you hit the subscribe button and you tell me who's going to hit a home run and what inning they're going to hit it in. Got to have both of those. If you are correct, you will win a free week of MLB and sports betting. The other way is if this video gets 50 likes and 50 comments, we'll throw a Fanduel and DraftKings lineup down below and we'll pin it. And one lucky commenter will be chosen randomly with random.org to win a free month of MLB DFS content and sports betting from FantasyTeamAdvisors.com. So those are a couple of ways to win, and all you really got to do is sit back, buckle up, and listen, because we're going to go through every single game on this slate, and then we're going to look at some weather if there's any concerns. So a lot of people have been asking if we can continue this, which we're going to do. So we're just going to continue with all of this, and in the description of this video is the article and all of the pages that we have. So we offer a bunch of stuff. We offer sports betting, we offer BVP, we offer stolen base targets and stuff like that. So a lot of things are in the description, so definitely check that out. So without further ado, we're just going to jump right into looking at all of the games on the slate. So the first game on the slate, the Twins at the Yankees. You got Tyler Mahle versus Domingo Germán. Mahle, 32 plate appearances, a 233 batting average. The Twins have actually taken the first two games. The first game, they dominated, 9 runs in the first inning, won 11-2. Yesterday, they were losing all the way until, I believe, the 7th or 8th inning. And then they tacked on 2, and they won by 1. And then, so third game, if the Yankees lose this one, this will be the first series they've lost all year. So with Mahle, he's on that flip side. You got Domingo Germán, 42 plate appearances, a 222 batting average, striking out 21.4% of those batters. So any of the Yankees that jump out, that look, we're not going to go through all of these, but you definitely can if you have questions. I mean, the numbers are huge, but a lot of it's Anthony Rizzo again, due to the fact Mahle was in Cincinnati for however many years he was in there, and then Rizzo was with the Cubs. He's had success, 6 for 27, a double, 2 home runs. So he's had success there. He's got the home runs. But other than that, there's not much going. So we'll look at the next one here, Domingo Germán. It's been a tale of 2 Domingos here. He's had a rough start, and he's had an okay start. Minnesota's swinging the bat really well right now. So this is something to monitor. I think both of these are good GPP options. I'm not trusting either of these in cash. And again, there's going to be a split slate just because these are going to be early games, and then you've got the main games that'll be like 6:05 Central. So there'll be 2 slates on a Saturday. Our cheat sheet and everything will have plays for the whole day, and then the core lineup builds on the cheat sheet down at the bottom will have main slate core. So, and those have been hitting really well. I've had a lot of people have told me they really like those cores. They really start to get them in the right direction in the mindset. Next game, Giants at the Tigers. It's crazy because this game is in a couple of hours and they're still to be announced. Anthony DeSclafani here, 21 plate appearances, 28.6 K percentage, a 143 batting average. Love DeSclafani here. For early slate, love him for cash or GPP. And we don't know who's going to be on the Tigers, so we can't go over that. Orioles at the White Sox, Kyle Gibson versus Michael Kopech. Gibson, 59 plate appearances, a 185 batting average. Kopech, 31 plate appearances, a 111 batting average. Now, I really like Kopech in his last start, and he was doing pretty good until he started tipping his pitches. And then the opponents figured out he was tipping his pitches, then teed off on him. So as long as he's addressed it and fixed it, he shouldn't tip his pitches, should be good to go here. I really like Kopech. I like both of these, actually. I think Kopech's more of a cash option. I think Gibson is more of a GPP, but you can't go wrong with either of them. So looking at that, I don't mind either of these pitchers in this slate or in this game. Pirates at the Cardinals is next. Roansy Contreras for Steven Matz. Contreras, 56 plate appearances, a 239 batting average. Only striking out 1.8% of those batters. Not good numbers. Steven Matz, 56. I don't trust. I know it's the Pirates. You could throw Steven Matz in a Steven Matz is like Bumgarner. If you watch yesterday's video, I absolutely hated Bumgarner. I asked you guys to give me one example of Bumgarner having a good start for Arizona. You couldn't. I said stack the Marlins against him yesterday. Love John Birdie. It's exactly what happened. A Marlin stack, John Birdie dominated. Bumgarner gave up, I think, 5 runs. They lost 5-0. I think they lost 5-0. So it's kind of the same thing. I don't trust Steven Matz here. I would look at the Pirates as a stack. If you want to throw Matz in a GPP lineup because you're building multiple lineups, I'm okay with that. Not in love with it. That's just my thought process there. So that's kind of what I'm thinking. I just don't trust Steven Matz at all, especially in cash. Tampa Bay at Toronto. Tampa Bay got their first loss yesterday. Toronto came out hitting. Bo Bichette went 5 for 5. He was in our core lineups, which was awesome. He's in my season long as well. So really love Bo Bichette. We got Calvin. I'm going to go Calvin Fokker. I don't know how to say his name. Let's go Mr. Fokker versus Yusei Kikuchi. I don't like either of these pitchers. I don't know much about Fokker, but we could put Fokker in a lineup. Fokker could be a GPP pitcher. See how many times I can say Fokker. Mr. Fokker, don't know anything about him. He's only faced 9 of them. No batting average, so that's okay. Again, Tampa Bay's legendary for their openers, so I don't know how long he's going to go, so that's a problem. And Toronto's hitting well right now. So I'm probably going to have no exposure to either of these pitchers in cash. Throw them in a GPP, okay, but there's other options on the slate. And then Tampa Bay's a hot-hitting team. We know that. They've got righties that can hit lefties. Kikuchi's gotten lit up lately as well. I know his numbers look okay, but Tampa Bay's on fire too. So probably sticking with this game with bats and not pitching. Then you got the Guardians at the Nationals. Zach Plesac versus Chad Kuhl. Plesac, 23 plate appearances, a 143 batting average. Chad Kuhl, 34 plate appearances, a 133 batting average there. 29.4 K percentage. I think you're going to see these numbers are pretty okay, but again, Cleveland has been hitting the ball well. We had a stack of them yesterday. It was a really slow stack, but then they came alive a little bit. Cool, I just don't trust him. If I'm taking one, I'm taking Plesac and probably stacking Cleveland here. Milwaukee at San Diego, you got Freddie Peralta versus Seth Lugo. Peralta, 31 plate appearances, a 185 batting average. Seth Lugo, 52 plate appearances, a 280 batting average. I don't mind Lugo here. Honestly, I like both of these pitchers. I think Peralta's probably more of a cash option. I think Lugo is more of a GPP option. But I like both of these pitchers in this slate. The Mets at the Athletics is next. Carlos Carrasco versus Shintaro Fujinami, I think. Carrasco, 37 plate appearances, a 321 batting average, only striking out 10.8% of those batters. It is in Oakland, though, so I don't mind Cookie here for a GPP option. I don't trust him enough, but Fujinami, I don't mind as GPP either. I think both of these are GPP. I don't think you're trusting them in cash because this is a pitcher's park, so that does bode well for pitching. The Angels at the Red Sox is next. Tyler Anderson versus Nick Pivetta. Anderson, 86 plate appearances, a 351 batting average, striking out less than 10% of those batters. Absolutely stacking the Red Sox righties here. I'm looking at Justin Turner. Honestly, you could stack anyone on that team, but Justin Turner comes to mind first, especially with the Green Monster. He could hit it over there. So that's what I'm looking at there. Pivetta, 57 plate appearances, 415 batting average. I don't like either of these pitchers today. I'm looking at both of these offenses as stacks. I don't like this pitching matchup here. So I'm looking at just the hitters in this game. Phillies at the Reds is next. Matt Strahm versus Graham Ashcraft. Strahm, 10 plate appearances, 153. I would like this better if it wasn't in Cincinnati. But I don't mind either of these pitchers for GPP. I don't trust either for cash, though, for sure. Braves at the Royals is next. Bryce Elder versus Chris Bubich. Elder, I do like him. Like I said, I really like pitchers against the Royals the past few years. Today is no exception there. Bubic here, 12. I mean, he hasn't seen the Braves enough. I don't trust him. I'm looking at the Braves righties here. We saw Charlie Morton yesterday. I said I don't like him, but I would throw him in a GPP because he is facing Kansas City. I think he went 6 innings, quality start, got the dub. I could see that same thing for Elder here. We'll look at weather, see if there's any concern. So Pitchers Park, I do like Elder. I don't like Chris here. I'm looking at the Braves batters and Elder. I'm not even entertaining Kansas City or Chris here. Diamondbacks at the Marlins. Ryan Nelson versus Braxton Garrett. I want nothing to do with this game in the pitching aspect. I will look at bats, but pitching I don't enjoy. Rangers at the Astros is next. John Gray versus Hunter Brown. Gray, 44 plate appearances, 211 batting average. Hunter Brown, 16 plate appearances, 188. I don't mind either of these, but again, it's really hard to take a pitcher against Houston unless you're building multiple lineups for GPPs. I don't trust either of these pitchers against the other teams in cash. I would love for both in GPP, though. I will have exposure to Gray. I will have exposure to Hunter Brown for sure. Cubs at the Dodgers here. I yesterday took the Cubs. They beat the Dodgers. Ian Happ had a fantastic game. He was in some of our lineups. I played some of the late lineups as well and cash, $20 off $5 entry or something like that. So anything that's return on investment is fantastic. Jamison Taillon, 64 plate appearances, has gotten roughed up by LA. 344 batting average, only 17.2 K percentage. I'll throw Taillon in a GPP. I won't trust him in cash. And then Michael Grove, never faced anyone before. And again, if you've been to this channel before, you've watched these videos, you know that I do like pitchers against teams that have never seen them before, especially in GPP because they've never seen him. They've only seen tape, which is great. So I do like Michael Grove. I like both of these pitchers, but I think both are GPP. Then the final game on today's slate, Ryan Feltner versus George Kirby, the Rockies at the Mariners. You got Feltner, 5 plate appearances. That's nothing. 333. The numbers don't matter with 5 plate appearances. George Kirby, on the other hand, same exact thing. I do like George Kirby here, though. I don't mind either of these pitchers for GPP. Again, not much into cash. As big as this slate is, there's not a ton of pitching that I like for cash. So this honestly is shaping up to be a GPP only day, which is crazy to think about because there's 15 total games. Every team's playing. And just it seems like all these pitchers, none stick out to me that are 100%, okay, you're a cash pitcher. I trust you in cash. Let's go with that. There's not much there. So that aspect, it's kind of hard to like any pitchers for cash and feel confident about it. There are a bunch of pitchers that are okay for GPPs, so that might be how we build out our core lineups for Fanduel and DraftKings. Might be just GPP pitchers today. So there you go. Those are all the pitchers that are on the slate so far. We do have one that's missing for Detroit. Whenever that comes through, I'm sure we wouldn't use them anyway, but we'll kind of see who goes through there. But those are all of the games, all of the pitching. If you found that helpful, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And we are going to look at the batter versus pitcher. And just look at, off the top of my head, said I love righties for Boston. Justin Turner's got the best numbers against Tyler Anderson. Seen him 34 times with Turner being in the LA Dodgers and Anderson being on the Angels. They've faced him enough. 17 for 34, 10 singles, 4 doubles, 3 home runs, 500 batting average. Absolutely love that. On the flip side of that, Anthony Rendon versus Nick Pivetta, 12 for 24, 5 singles, 3 doubles, 4 home runs, 500 batting average. Love that. Jason Hayward against Taillon. They've seen each other when Hayward was with the Cubs. Taillon was with the Pirates. 7 for 20, 6 singles, 1 double, 350 batting average. Rizzo against Molly, like I said, got the 2 home runs. If you want to sort it by home runs for extra base hits. Matt Olson against Bubic, 2 for 3 with 2 home runs. Shohei against Nick Pivetta, 3 for 6 with 2 home runs and a double. So, I'm stacking. Yeah, definitely stacking in the Angels and the Red Sox game. Without even looked at the Vegas odds, I'm stacking that game. All right, that could even be like on FanDuel, the 4 and the 3 stack, or the 5 and the 2. So I really like Matt Olson there. I like Shohei. Christian Yelich against Seth Lugo, 4 for 15, 2 singles, 2 home runs. So those are just some of them, and this will be on the website, so you can go check that out. And then weather concerns. We do have a few weather concerns. We've got at Atlanta and KC, it's going to be windy and rainy. That system's actually at my house right now, moving that way. And it's not much right now. But again, obviously, by the time the game starts at 3 or 4 Eastern, it just depends. And then Baltimore at Chicago has 11.3 wind as well. The Atlanta and KC game does currently have a 50% chance of rain, so that is something definitely to monitor. Then, again, if you have not subscribed, FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, there's an FTA Plus button right here. You can check that out. Our sports betting for MLB has been pretty damn good. Yesterday, we did, 5-2. Mookie didn't get a hit. I think he went 0 for 4, and I think Taylor Ward went 0 for 4 or 0 for 5. Other than that, we all got him. And you can see that one day we had, back on April 8th, we went 10-0. 10-0 on April 8th. Crazy. Last Saturday went 10-0. We're going to look to do that again here. So most of them are prop bets. I just like the prop bets odds are better, especially when you put them in parlays. So any questions, comments, concerns, get those down below. Check out FantasyTeamAdvisors.com is the website. We've currently got MLB going for you. We've got sports betting. We've got a bunch of stuff. So you go to Fantasy Team Advisors, MLB, hover over here. We got BVP matchups for every position. We got stolen base targets. We got the cheat sheet. We got the MLB odds. We got the MLB ballpark rankings as well. That's what I've got in this video, guys. Good luck today. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Let's bring up some bacon. Peace.